All right, everybody, welcome to Essay Writing Lesson 4. This lesson is about hooks and background information. And like other lessons, you're going to be able to understand how to write hooks and background info through taking the notes in this lesson and passing a mastery check. There's a lot of information, so let's get started. So what are these things? Hooks. What is a hook? A hook is the first sentence of your essay, okay? It's going to set the tone. It's going to get your reader interested in what you're writing about. It's really designed to pull them in, okay? It starts by giving a sense of the topic and starting to set up like why this is an interesting topic, okay? Then you add your background information. This is the context that your reader needs in order to understand your topic or the argument that you're presenting, okay? So here are some different ways that you can hook your reader into your writing. The first is to start with a strong statement, okay? You make an assertive claim. This would connect to your thesis and would help to show the importance of an essay. The next way is to start with some type of fact or statistic, okay? Give actual, real information about the topic that you're writing about. You can actually impress your reader by showing that you have knowledge and evidence before you've even started writing. You can open with a metaphor or a simile, okay? Make the reader think about a topic in a different way by showing some level of comparison, okay? Your audience will wonder what you mean and why you made that specific type of a comparison. So this is sometimes a fun way to try to open up an essay. You can also open with an anecdote or a story. That's what an anecdote is. It's a story, okay? So begin with a very brief, and I mean very brief, story or episode. Readers often really love anecdotes because it's an easy way to build an immediate connection. And this can be a personal story, but it can also be somebody else's story. It doesn't have to be your own. You can also open with a quotation, okay? Any sort of quote that connects to your thesis can be good, and it can be from a famous person, whether that's like historical or whether it's an author or a rapper or an artist or whatever, okay? And finally, you can open with some type of a description, okay? Some level of like very vivid description of a scene, which can really draw your readers into your writing. It makes your reader want to know, like, ooh, what's coming next? And this is mostly used in narratives, okay? Before I show you examples of each of these, I also want to name that you're going to notice that there's one thing on here of a way that I did not say to hook, and that is you should not open with a question. It's not that opening with a question is wrong. It's that opening with a question just isn't very good writing. Okay, and so you really should not try opening with a question. These 6 ways are much, much stronger ways of opening up your essay. Okay, let's look at examples of each of these, okay? So how would you open with like a strong statement? So for example, online college classes are cheaper and more effective than in-person college classes. Ooh, like that makes me interested to know a little bit more about taking online college classes. Okay. So this supports your point of view, and it makes you want to like argue for it or argue against it, but like right away it gets me hooked in, okay? Or maybe you want to open with a fact or statistic, like according to the article, America's relationship with guns, an in-depth look at attitudes and experiences of U.S. adults, almost 2/3 of American adults at some point in their life lived in a home with at least one gun. So that's a really interesting fact that right away gets me drawn into the essay, okay? How about a metaphor or a simile? Like if your essay topic is on business blogging, you would actually write a metaphor hook that might say like, a business blog is a magnet pulling clients to a company. Or a simile might say, a business blog is like a magnet that pulls clients to a company, okay? Or maybe try opening with a story. Like, I got off the train and pulled my luggage behind me. A cab pulled up to the curb and the driver got out. He lifted my luggage and said, "Miss, I'm just going to put your stuff in the boot." But I didn't know what he meant until I saw him open the car's trunk. Then I realized the boot means car trunk. I got in the cab, wondering how many other words would be different in England. So you can see that this person is opening up about a trip. Or maybe you want to try opening with a quotation, like Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world." A note here is that if you do want to use a quotation for a hook, make sure you're using the words in that quote exactly, okay? And choose quotations where the words are striking, powerful, or memorable, okay? You don't want just some random quote. You want it to really mean something, okay? You can also open with a description, like the dog howled in pain and limped along the side of the road. His leg was cut and blood streamed down his leg. So you can visualize this, right? Doesn't that scene make you curious about what will happen or what has happened to that dog? All right, and then once you are able to hook your reader, you add background information, okay? This is, again, the context that a reader needs in order to understand your topic. It's broad information, but it's clearly focused and relevant to a specific topic. Okay, how much background information you need to add in an intro really depends on the topic, whatever your prompt is, whatever the topic of the paper is. Okay, but depending on your topic, background information might have historical, geographical, or social context. It might outline a debate that you're addressing. It might be a summary of relevant theories or research about a topic. It might define key terms or even summarize the text. Okay? If you're looking for more information about hooks and background information, read this attached article, take the notes that you need, and then, of course, that's on both of these links. And then, of course, you now know what hooks and background information are. And so what do you get to do? Take that mastery check. Good luck.